Tom Cotton, who sits on the Senate Judiciary Committee. Senator Cotton, this all seems, I don't know, it smacks of a crackdown on political dissent, or at least an attempt to dissuade people from becoming active, even in a peaceful way, of course, which is what we support, in political causes, especially critical of the Democrats.
Well, Laura, this was news to me today, and I think it's critical that we get answers to some of the questions you raised. I mean, first, let me say I have the deepest admiration and gratitude for the frontline Capitol Police officers who keep us safe every single day. You know, just in my time in the Congress, in addition to January 6th, we've had a crazed Bernie Sanders supporter try to shoot up Republican congressman in a baseball field. A Nation of Islam supporter rammed a car gate and killed a Capitol Police officer just a couple months ago. The Capitol Police, though, are there to protect the Capitol. They do work with us in our home states, and I can tell you that the Capitol Police have always had a productive and cooperative and professional relationship with their federal counterparts here in Arkansas, FBI, Secret Service, U.S. Marshals, and also with our local police and local sheriff's departments. Those are the police forces that are here to help us in our home states and our home districts. The Capitol Police need to be focused on our Capitol. I think Nancy Pelosi needs to explain why these offices should be opened up. I think it is convenient, as you say, that the first one is proposed to be open in San Francisco, given the skyrocketing crime rates there and the fact that people can just walk into CVS or Walgreens. Maybe Nancy Pelosi should focus on the San Francisco police and especially on her George Soros-backed prosecutor who refuses to prosecute basic shoplifting.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that kind of where this is all going? I mean, it sort of dovetails into what I just said on the angle, that crime is skyrocketing, especially in blue cities, blue states across the country. It's out of control. Friends of mine in San Francisco tonight messaged me about what things they were seeing there. And our focus is on, like, people in a group that has the word Constitution in it. I mean, this is all very convenient to not take responsibility for their own cities. And by the way, I got to get your reaction. Governor Cuomo of New York, again, where crime is skyrocketing, made this announcement today.
First state in the nation is going to declare a disaster emergency on gun violence. We know how to deal with an epidemic. What we want to say is we want to do with gun violence what we just did with COVID. That's what we want. We want the same level of attention, the same level of energy.
So, Senator, they might not be able to do lockdowns, but they certainly could abuse executive authority to take away basic constitutional rights, which I would argue they did throughout COVID. So that was their kind of dry run for climate lockdowns or whatever they're going to do here.
Yeah, Laura, the epidemic that Andrew Cuomo should try to handle is the epidemic of sexual harassment and sexual assault allegations against him by all the young women who used to work with him in Democratic politics. But this is of a piece with Joe Biden proposed a couple weeks ago to confiscate the rifles of law-abiding citizens, but in part, in many cases, to protect themselves from the breakdown of law and order in our cities. It would do nothing to stem the flow or stem the violence from soft on-crime policies, almost all of which crimes are committed in cities with handguns, not with rifles. So think about that. The government is turning a blind eye and in some cases even releasing criminals on the street to terrorize and victimize our citizens while trying to take away the means of self-defense from law-abiding citizens.
Senator, thanks. Great to see you tonight. And speaking